Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to the Cox Softball Complex on the campus of Central Methodist University for today's softball game featuring Central Methodist and Missouri Valley. Central Methodist, they're 37-3. They have won 20 in a row, 18-0 in the conference. Missouri Valley, 11-7, 17-21 altogether. Missouri Valley's head coach is Kelly James. For Central Methodist, their head coach is Pat Reardon, along with Gene Reardon, Addie Reardon, Morgan Wilson, and Madison Sicardo. Central Methodist this past Sunday, they swept a doubleheader from Grandview, winning the first game 4-2 in 8 innings, and then a 4-0 victory on a 2-hitter by Hallie Ferris there as well. Missouri Valley, they split a doubleheader with Mid-America Nazarene on Saturday. They won the first one 2-1, then lost the second game by a score of 5-4. Hitting-wise for Central Methodist leading the way, that's Madison Roberts, 459 average, 2 homers, 36 RBIs. For Missouri Valley, it's Haley Simons, 351 average, 1 homer, 13 RBIs. For Central Methodist, on their pitching-wise, it's Jordan Moss. She'll get the starting game 18-0, 1.32 ERA, 26 walks, 148 strikeouts. And, of course, for Missouri Valley, that's Chloe Schuff. 1-5, 2.45 ERA, 11 walks, 31 strikeouts. Of course, upcoming television and Central Methodist sports events there. Of course, tonight is game number 2 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs Eastern Conference semifinal starting at 6 p.m. That's Washington and the New York Rangers. New York Rangers lead that series 1-0. And then 6:30, it is, of course, the Florida. It's Tampa Bay and Florida. Florida leads that series 1-0 as well. Also, 8:30 p.m. that evening, you got the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, Winnipeg leads that series 1-0. And then at 9 p.m., Nashville and Vancouver. Vancouver leads that series 1-0 as well. Of course, tomorrow night, Boston, it's game 3 of the Eastern Conference's first round series there between Boston and Toronto. The series is tied at 1. Of course, Toronto won that one last night, a thrilling game 3-2 victory. Of course, Boston led 2-1 after one period, scoring a goal there with about 1:38 to go in that first period. Then Toronto tied it up. It was 2-2 after 2, and then they scored the third goal. Came with about 8:34 to go at that third period. This series is tied at 1 there as well. And, of course, that Thursday, there'll be game number 3 of that series between Florida at Tampa Bay. That's a 6 p.m. start time as well. And, of course, right now, Florida's up 1-0. They'll play game number 2 tonight. And also that Thursday, of course, originally it was supposed to be Friday, but with the pending weather coming in there, baseball has a doubleheader against Culver Stockton for a 1 p.m. doubleheader. Then softball will take on Culver Stockton for a 2 o'clock doubleheader as well. Standing-wise, Central Methodist 18-0. 16, they're 37-3. Of course, a victory there. They clinch at least a share of victory. They clinch an outright victory there as well. Benedictine, they're 16-6. These two teams do play on Saturday in Atchison, Kansas, 36-9. Baker is 16-6, 31-11. These two, both Benedictine and Baker, met just a few weeks ago, and it ended up in a split as well. And I think Baker won that first game, and Benedictine won the second game as well. Missouri Valley, 11-7, 17-21. Then you have a tie for fifth. You got Grandview 12-8, 28-13. Mid-American Nazarene 12-8, 27-19. Mount Mercy 11-9, 23-19. Graceland's in the 8th spot, and most likely they will be heading to the conference tournament 9-11, 23-19. Clark 7-13, 19-19. Park 6-14, 16-20. William Penn 6-14. And they're 17-27. Culver Stockton 5-15, 14-30, and then Peru State 1-19, 4-40. So now we're about ready to get started. Central Methodist ranked number 3 in the polls there. So now we're about ready to get started. Of course, they'll go ahead and announce the starting lineups, as Cameron Mahan is the PA guy. course, we got the prayer and national anthem. Now we're ready to get started. We'll go ahead and give you the starting defense out there. Sponsored by TJ Diners and Bar down in left field. There it is. Casey Jolly down in center field. Kalina Oots in right field. That's Carly Robbins. Third base, Daly Garland. That's shortstop, Madison Roberts. Second baseman, Madison White. First baseman, Elizabeth Palumbo. The catcher is Lauren Hill. That's Jordan Ball on the mound. 18 a 1.32 ERA. 26 walks, 148 strikeouts. And of course, we could be seeing history there. She is one no-hitter away from passing Sandy Koufax as the career no-hitter. She has 4. Nolan Ryan has the career record with 7. And we're going to give you the starting lineup for Missouri Valley. That's Sophie Diorin. She'll be in right field. In center field, Caitlin Vila. And that's Avery Gifford is at second base. Brianna Vila is at third base. Quinlan Keller is at first base. Michaela Cossins is the catcher. Anaya Castorula in the first pitch. There's a strike call. Comes at 2:54 p.m. Temperature 62 degrees. The time and temperature sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot here at Kansas City International Airport. Ball 1 there. Of course, the Royals play the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, 6:40 p.m. St. Louis Cardinals take on the Arizona Diamondbacks, 6:45 p.m. 1-1 to count. A swing and a miss for Sophie Diorin. 196 hitter, no homers, 5 RBIs from Vienna, Austria. 1-2 the count. Little looper, that is a foul ball. As Caitlin Vila is on deck. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Little chopper. White to Palumbo. Easy play for out number 1. So here is Caitlin Vila. A 303 hitter. 3 homers, 23 RBIs from Kingsburg, California. First pitch. Bunts it, foul, strike 1. Trying the old run and bunt play like the great Maury Wills used to do that a lot back when he was at the Dodgers back in the 60s. 0-1 against some of the fans starting to file in to the Cox Softball Complex. Swing and a miss there. And sorry we do not have the Dodger Symphony out there. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Misses that one. 1-2 there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. A little pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. I think it's White. Roberts. It's Roberts for out number 2. So 2 quick outs now for Avery Gifford. 274 here. 3 homers, 18 RBIs. What? It was a pop up to short. 273 homers, 18 RBIs from Kansas City. So 2 quick outs. First pitch. There's a strike on the outside court. Good job of framing it, like by Lauren Hill, as the great Joe Garagiola used to say that on NBC television. 0-1 to count. Misses that inside. 1-1 now. On deck is Brianna Vila. 1-1 to count. There's a strike on the inside corner. 1-2. That's the old Dwight Gooden curveball there. 1-2 the count. 1-2. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. A little fly ball. That may be going foul. heading toward the batting cages there. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Ball trying to regroup. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. We'll go ahead and set the defense for you there. Sponsored by Emmett's Kitchen and Tap. That's Haley Simons out in left. Out in center field, that's Caitlin Vila. Down in right field, Sophie Diorin. At third base there, Brianna Vila. Down at shortstop, Anaya Castarola. At second base, it is Avery Gifford. Quinlan Keller is the first baseman, and Michaela Cassian. And today's starting pitcher is Kim Horston from the Netherlands. 9-8, 3.71 ERA, 54 walks, 103 strikeouts. We'll give you today's starting lineup. First Central Method, that's Kalina Oots out in center field. Casey Jolly is at left. Elizabeth Palumbo is at first base. Madison White's at second. Joe Kreider's the DP. Madison Roberts is at second at shortstop. Lauren Hill, the catcher. Carly Robbins at right field. Daly Garland's at third base. And it's Kalina Oots up there. 384 hitter, no homers, 11 RBIs. Went to Stanley High School, of course. Had a great time with Kalina this past Sunday on, actually just a week ago Sunday, part of senior day. First pitch to the lefty-lefty matchup, and it's a ball inside there. 1 ball, no strikes. Game started supposed to be at 3, but we started about 6 minutes early. Hey, why not? 1 ball, no strikes. Kalina Oots slaps it foul. 1-1 the count. That's Pat Reardon coaching the third. That looks like, I think that's maybe Avery. No, it's Addison Reardon maybe at first base. I think that is her. 1-1 to count. 1-1 to count. Infield in at the corners, anticipating the bunt. There's a strike. 1-2 now on Kalina Oots. OOTS. One-two pitch. Slaps it from foul. 1-2 now. 1-2 now on Kalina Oots. One and two now. 1-2 pitch. Oh, that hit her. Oh, my. She was trying to get it out of the way, but she gets hit by a pitch. Hit her on the, I would say, the lower leg. And now here's Casey Jolly up there. 383 hitter. 12 homers, 34 RBI. Leads the team in home runs with 12. Second team in RBIs with 34. Behind Elizabeth Palumbo has 37. They're checking on Kalina, making sure she's okay. I think she's good to go. The training staff was checking on her. Looks like Sam, the trainer, was checking on her. Right now, she's probably going to jog a few feet there. And it looks like she's good to go. Jolly's from Nampa, Idaho. Of course, I know her mom, Teresa, is probably listening in on the broadcast. First pitch. Well, it kind of gets away from it. That is Oots the second. That would be a pass ball. I have a feeling that's going to be a pass ball, ladies and gentlemen. Without a doubt, because it looked like it touched the glove of the catcher. So it's 1-0 now on Casey Jolly, the 1-0. That's a bit high, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Oots is at second. She was hit by a pitch and went there on the pass ball. Fly ball center field, and the center makes the catch. Look at Oots headed for third. Boy, she read that one perfectly. So that is called a productive out. Moving Oots to third for Elizabeth Palumbo. 437 hitter, 4 homers, 37 RBIs. From Sterling, Illinois. Of course, I know her mom, Suzanne, is listening in. I remember just about over a month ago, she brought me the cake. A chocolate chip cake. For my 49th birthday, and maybe next year when I turn 50, she'll probably bring me the chocolate chip cake. A strike call there. Question is, when it will be the home match there? Because, you know, because March 10, 2025 will be on a Monday. 0-1 the count. Strike 2. 0-2 now on Elizabeth Palumbo. Where's number 23? Like another famous 23, Don Mattingly. Infield in at the corners. Infield out the middle around medium depth. 0-2. Lines it. There's 2 outs there. Boy, hit down on the button. There's 2 outs now for Madison White. 374 hitter, 3 homers, 22 RBIs. Went to Rockbridge High School. Of course, her mom, Taryn. And of course, her Aunt Tristy. Of course, her grandmother is Joy Skinner, who used to work in the financial aid office. And I'm sure the dog is doing okay. Right now, the question is, can that dog outrun Charlie the Robot? First pitch. There's a strike. If you don't remember Charlie the Robot from the Scooby-Doo cartoon, where he ran all over the fun park there, and Scooby had to chase Charlie the Robot on a scooter until he landed himself in a bag of cotton candy. 1 ball, 1 strike there. One and one to count. 1-1 to count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A little looper. This could be trouble. The center fielder makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave 1. We head to the top of the 2nd inning. It is no score there. No errors, no for Missouri Valley, no runs, no hits, no errors for Central Methodist. It is Brianna Vila up the bat. 289 hitter, no homers, 17 RBIs from Kingsburg, California. Of course, that is her sister, Caitlin Vila. First pitch coming up there. Here it goes. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. 0-1 to count. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 now. Oh, outside. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quinlan Keller on deck. The 1-1. Fouls it off. 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strike. Every time I see Jordan Ball pitch, she reminds me of probably one of the finest pitchers ever, a guy named Tom Seaver. 1-2 pitch. Low roller to Madison White, to Elizabeth Palumbo, for out number 1 there. Here's Quinlan Keller, a 230 hitter, 1 homer, 14 RBIs from Galt, California. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. either Tom Seaver or another one. I can always think of as Nolan Ryan, baseball's all-time strikeout king, over 5,000. Here's the ground ball to Roberts. Throws over to Palumbo. 2 quick outs. So 2 up and 2 down now for Michaela Casson, also from Galt, California. 273 hitter, no homers, 6 RBIs. Missouri Valley and Central Methodist, 45 miles apart. Halfway between there is a town of Slater. That's a ball outside. Plus other small town like a town called Gillum. 1-0 pitch. A swing and a miss. 1-1 now. Or another one just past Slater, a town called Areerville. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. That's inside there. 2-1 the count. And then up north there you got like Arrow Rock. Beautiful state park there. And then just a little back there, there's a little country school called Hardeman. Swing and a miss. 2-2 there. Out on Highway 240. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Misses on the outside corner. 3-2 there. 3-2 the count. 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Round ball fouled. We'll do it again. 3-2 the count there on Michaela Cassins. 3-2 pitch. Little pop-up. That's going to go foul just to increase the tension. Three and 2 the count. 2 outs, top of the second inning. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another 1-2-3 inning. Goes Missouri Valley. Bottom of the second inning. No score here.
Bales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net! Yeah!
Now here is no runs, no hits, no errors for Missouri Valley. No runs, no hits, no errors for Central Methodist. Even though Central Methodist had a base runner, reached third. That was Colleen Oots, who was hit by a pitch. There's Joe Cryer, 327 here, 3 homers, 34 RBIs from Eagle, Idaho. First pitch to her. There's a strike call, 0-1 the count. Madison Roberts on deck. Catcher getting the sign in from the coach. Usually Johnny Bench is never known to give out signals from Sparky Anderson. 1-1 to count. 1-1 to count. They're playing her toward left. 1-1. It's the ground ball, foul. Foul ball, 1-2 now. 1-2 the count on Joe Kreider. Her family's listening in from Eagle, Idaho. 1-2 the count. 1-2. Strike three call. One out now. Here is Madison Roberts. Team's leading hitter, 459 hitter, 2 homers, 36 RBIs. Second on the team in RBIs. From beautiful Elkhart, Illinois. Of course, met her dad just about 9 days ago in Fayette. That's around the Springfield area. First time I remembered the town of Elkhart was watching WGN News when they had a meteorologist named Tom Skilling. And then the sports director a long time ago was a guy named Dan Roan. 0-1 to count. That's up at high, 1-1 now. Lauren Hill on deck. 1-1 on Madison Roberts. 1-1 pitch. Oh, there's a curve in there. A little changeup. 1-2 now. I think that's something you have to watch out for. Maybe watch that changeup there. 1-2 now on Madison Roberts. 1-2. That's a low. 2-2. Low and outside, that is. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Madison Roberts. 2-2 now. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 quick outs now. There's Lauren Hill up there. 360 hitter, 3 homers, 28 RBIs. Junior from California. Of course, I know her dad, Brian, is probably listening in there. Looking forward to throwing out a pitch to Lauren Hill on her senior day in 2025. First pitch, it's a bit high, 1-0 now. On deck is Carly Robbins. 1 ball, no strikes. On Lauren Hill. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside. 2-0 the count there. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 on Lauren Hill. Playing her toward left. 2-0 pitch. Down the outside corner. 2-1 now. Robbins on deck. No score. Bottom of the second inning. Wynton Norris on the catbird seat of the Cox Softball Complex. 2-1 pitch. Lines a shot. There's a base hit there. Lines a single to left. There's the first hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Carly Robbins, 281 hitter. No homers, 9 RBIs. She is from San Diego. One of my favorite players that used to play for the Padres was a gentleman named Tony Gwynn. And I mean, he had the sweetest swing in baseball. Who won 7 batting championships. Boy, he was fun to watch on television. He was the master of hitting. Daly Garland on deck. First pitch. They're checking on her close, and it's a ball. Another famous player that used to play for the Padres, a guy named Dave Winfield. Began his career with the Padres back in 1976. 2 years before Ozzie Smith came into the league. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike call. 1-1 now. Boy, I tell you, Dave Winfield was fun to watch. He was fun to watch, not only at the plate, but really out in the outfield there. I think he won like 4 gold gloves with the Padres during his time there. 1-1 to count. Catcher checking on the wrist. The 1-1. There's that change up there. 1-2 now. And I'm sure Pat Reardon's probably going to tell that team to watch out for the changeup. 1-2 the count. Garland on deck. 1-2 the count. Hill's at first. Chops it foul. Or as Tony Kubek would say on NBC television, that is called protecting the plate. 1-2 the count on Carly Robbins. Another famous Padre, Steve Garvey. Part of the Padres team that won the pennant in 1984. 2-2 there. Also, they had Gary Templeton, another former World Series champion, Greg Nettles. There, and of course, they had a pitcher named Goose Gossage. And I will tell you, Goose Gossage has never liked George Brett. 2-2 pitch. That's outside. 3-2 now. 3-2, and back goes Hill. Lost her helmet. Trying to go to second, but then had to get back to first. So it's 3-2 now on Carly Robbins. So 3-2 now. If she can get into the gap, especially with 2 outs, you know Lauren Hill could score from first. 3-2 now. There's the pitch. A little looper. Let's see who calls for it. First baseman makes the catch for the third out. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the top of the third. No score here.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Central Methodist. And here is Anaya Castruta. 247, no homers, 7 RBIs from Monte, California. First pitch to her. Little looper foul over the first base coach's box and into the Central Methodist bullpen. After this doubleheader 4 games ago. Little chopper to Madison White. To Elizabeth Palumbo. 1 out now. Boy, she's been on the groove there. Here is Stella Cashin. 1 for 8, no homers, 1 RBI from Alameda, California. First pitch to her. That's a ball, 1-0 to count. On deck, the team's leading hitter, Haley Simons. A lot of the players that you've seen on the score are mostly from California. Strike, 1-1 now. 1-1 to count. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on Stella Cashin. See some Dodger blue skies overlooking the Cox softball complex. Fouls it off into, I thought maybe it was going to go into the dugout there. Maybe. Now back in the day in the 1800s, there was a gentleman named Mike King Kelly who would sit out on the bench. He would sub in for the catcher, make the catch, and the batter was out. The 1-2 pitch. They used to do that a lot. I can remember watching that from Ken Burns' baseball. One and two to count there. 1-2. Fouls it off the screen there. 1-2. 1-2 the count on Stella Cashin. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to Madison White. To Elizabeth Palumbo. 2 quick outs there. And now here's Haley Simons from Pleasanton, California. 351 hitter, 1 homer, 13 RBIs. First pitch coming up there. Strike. 0-1 now. 0-1. 0-1 the count there. 0-1 pitch. Oh, swing and a miss. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count on Haley Simons. The 0-2. Fouls it off. 0-2 now. Oh, nice catch there, but that's a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Sophie Diorin. 0-2 pitch. Oh, swing and a miss. Hill got her on the tag for the third out. 9 up, 9 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on. Bottom of the third inning. No score here.
Bales takes the shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
No runs, no hits, no errors for Missouri Valley. No runs, no hit, and just 1 hit for Central Methodist. Daly Garland up there, 267 there, no homers, 16 RBIs. I want to say hi to her mom, Alicia, who is listening in from Woodridge, Illinois, around the Chicago area. I also want to give a shout out who also lives in there, a guy named Eddie Ochek. Of course, does the NHL games on TNT. So I'm sure he'll be part of that Thursday's broadcast with Florida and Tampa Bay. Ball 1 there. 1-0 the count there. 1-0 on Daly Garland. Just 9 days ago against Peru State, made 2 spectacular plays in the second game of that doubleheader against Peru State, both at third base on line drives. Boy, every time you saw that, it reminds you of Brooks Robinson taking away base hits, not only from Johnny Bench, I think a few times from Tony Perez in that 1970 World Series. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0, and if, of course, you look back at 69, maybe Molly took away some hits there from Don Clendenin, or maybe Cleon Jones, or maybe Tommy Agee. 3-0 the count on this 60-degree day. 3-0. Ball 4, take your base. So a walk there. Here's Kalina Oots. She was hit by a pitch her first time up. Great visit with her before the game. Oots. They're playing her toward the left. She can hit it to the gap between center and right, or maybe down the deep part of right field or deep part of left. Garland can score. Now they're trying to bunt, and it's a ball. 1-0 the count there. Ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch. Oh, lays down a bunt, but that's a foul ball. Boy, she was trying to lay it down perfectly, but it just rolled outside the batter's box. One and one the count on Kalina Oots. Garland's at first. She drew a walk. The 1-1. Tries the bunt, and it's 2-1. You wonder if she has the green light from Coach Pat Reardon. I'll tell you one thing about Coach Reardon. He has an IQ that reminds you of Tom Lasorda from the Dodgers. 2-1 to count. Oh, lays out a bunt. That's a fair ball. Throw over the first. Now the question is, looks like she's out. That'll be 2-4 on their scorecard. And Garland's at second. And here's Casey Jolly. She flew out to center field her first time. Where's number one? Like the never famous number one, Ozzie Smith. Garland's at second. First pitch. There's a strike. 1 strike, nothing. Oh, 0-1. Garland's at second. 0-1. Lines a base hit there. They're going to hold Garland. No, Garland's being waved around. Here's the throw. She is safe. And a 1-0 lead. So it'll be a single. She'll take second on the throw. RBI number 30. Number 35 makes it 1-0 Central Methodist. Elizabeth Palumbo, she lined to short. So it's a single. Second on the throw home. RBI number 35. Here's Palumbo. Hopefully we can add a crooked number there. That is a ball. 1-0 the count. On deck is Madison White. One. The 1-0 pitch. Hits a high fly ball into left field. Left fielder calls for it. And back to second is Casey Jolly for out number 2. Here's Madison White. She flew out to center field there on a running catch there with a runner at third. So Jolly's at second. Single went to second on the throw home. That scored Daly Garland. The pitch to her. Oh, that gets away from her. Here comes Jolly the third. That's a wild pitch, no question about it, ladies and gentlemen. So 1-0 the count now on Madison White. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1 now on Madison White. One and one on White. Joe Kreider's on deck. 1-2 pitch. That kind of gets away from it, but not far enough there to send Casey Jolly home. But the count is 2-1 now. Joe Kreider on deck. Third base is Casey Jolly. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-2 now. Two and two the count on Madison White. 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. Just to increase the tension and heading toward the Central Methodist bullpen area. 2-2 the count. Quentin Norris in the catbird seat. Or known as the friendly confines of the Cox Softball Complex. 2-2 pitch. Lines up to third for the third out. the button there, but 1 run on just 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We are through 3. 1-0 Central Methodist on the Heart Conference Network. One run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, no runs, no hits, no errors for Missouri Valley. Of course, we had to dodge and duck rain earlier this morning, but the rain has gone away, and now here comes the sun. There's Sophie Diorin up there. She grounded out to Madison White her first time up. First pitch. There's a strike trying to bunt. The old Maury Wills trick of the old run-up and bunt play. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1 now. One and 1 to count. Fouls it off. 1-2. 1-2 the count on Sophie Diorin. The 1-2. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. That's in the third base coach's box. 1-2 the count. 1-2. Oh, outside. 2-2 now. Jordan Ball needs to settle down. Talk to the softball. Point to Lauren Hill. 2-2 the count. Oh, miss inside. The old Dwight Gooden curveball did not work. So it's 3-2 now. 3-2 the count. Lines a shot. There's a base hit. So leadoff single for Caitlin Vila. She lined out. She popped out to Madison Roberts her first time up. So the first base runner of the game for Missouri Valley. First pitch. Lays down a bunt. Beautiful bunt. Ball from Fayette to Madison White for the out. So 1-4 on your scorecard. And at second is Dale Wren. For Avery Gifford up there. She struck out. Every time I think of a Gifford, the most famous one is the great Frank Gifford. Where she used to play football for the New York Giants back in 1952. Of course, part of that Giants team that won the NFL championship back in 1956. Of course, part of the Giants team that won the East in 56, 58. And I think also in 1959 they throw over there, and I think they might got her. No. Just that close. 1-1 now. Outstanding playing career. I think ended in 1964, I do believe. Of course, he sat on 61 and then made him a wide receiver. Ground ball to Roberts, to first, and there's 2 outs. Staying at second is Dio Wren. And now here's Brianna Vila, who grounded out to Madison White her first time up. Brianna Vila grounded out to Madison White. First pitch. Fouls it off. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Top of the 4th inning. Boy, this game is moving along. Started at 2:54 p.m. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Oh, nice stop by Lauren Hill. 1-2 now. With Quinlan Keller on deck. First of 2 today. This game was scheduled for April 3rd, but due to pending weather, they moved it to today. Oh, swing and a miss. I thought she might have just barely tipped it. Boy, you can just barely hear it from the press box. I thought maybe it was strike 3, but the umpire says no, it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Chopper, Garland, that's fouled. Well, she was charging hard along third, but instead it's a foul ball. 1-2 the count, just to increase the tension. The 1-2. Oh, it kind of stung the umpire a little bit. No. Looks like they're check on the umpire there, making sure he's okay. Kind of stung him a little bit. They're just checking to make sure he's okay, but I tell you one thing, that is not an easy thing for an umpire. Just stand behind home plate. That's not an easy thing there. I can tell you in all the years I've watched Major League Baseball on television, I have seen home plate umpires get stung with foul balls and stuff. And I think Ed Sudol, a few times got hit in the shoulder. They're going to check to make sure he's okay then. But I think he's okay. It kind of stings, but it only lasts for about maybe, on average, I think I've seen it probably about 15 seconds. For about maybe 15 seconds or so. And I can tell you all that. Usually, there's a time or two I remember seeing umpires there. And then they're going to check with these other umpires, making sure the count is correct. 1-2 now. And it's not. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off there just to increase the tension. Cox Softball Complex shivering with its concrete foundations. One, two, the count. 1-2 pitch. Here it goes. A little looper. Almost into the stands there. One and two, the count. Baseball's got a big 4-gamer to play on Thursday, 1 and 3:30, and then Saturday, 1 and 3:30. Pre-game show 12:45 on Saturday. Oh, a swing and a miss. They have to throw over the first to complete the out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Halfway home, 1-0 Central Methodist.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer.
Games at 3 o'clock against Culver Stockton. And then doubleheader, and then they'll conclude their season at Benedictine. Of course, depending on the weather, what the weather's like in Atchison, Kansas on Saturday. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, no runs, 1 hit, no errors for Missouri Valley. And here's Joe Kreider, struck out her first time up. Kreider. First pitch. Outside, 1-0 now. 1-0 the count on Joe Kreider. Playing her toward left. The 1-0. That's up high, 1-1 now. Central Methodist led 1-0 thanks to an RBI single by Casey Jolly, scoring Daly Garland, and went to second on the throw home. 1-1 the count. Well, there's the changeup, missed. 2-1 now. I'm sure that's one of the things I'm pretty confident Pat Reardon told the team, saying to watch out for the changeup. 2-1 pitch. Fouled it off there. I think it just hit the knob of a bat. 2-2. 2-2 now on Joe Kreider. Kreider, lefty Methodist. Fouls it off then, just barely fouling off. Or as Joe Garagiola would say on NBC television, that is called protecting the plate. Two and two now on Joe Kreider. 3-2. 3-2 now on Joe Kreider. 3-2 now. 3-2, and that is a foul ball. 3-2 now on Joe Kreider. Madison Roberts is on deck. Three-two. Little liner. Center fielder can't get it. That's a base hit. That's the old cue shot. Or as they used to say on NBC television, the old excuse me swing. Third hit of the game now. And now it's Emily Sheffield, the courtesy runner. So Madison Roberts struck out her first time up. So 3 is the courtesy runner, Emily Sheffield. So Roberts at bat. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. 0-1 now. On Madison Roberts. Kreider's at first, single to center. One. There goes Sheffield. She stole a base. Boy, she read them perfectly. That's kind of like Ricky Henderson. Boy, I tell you, Ricky Henderson was one of the fastest one, and he was the master of reading a stolen base there. I believe it's 0-2 now. Sheffield, the courtesy runner for Joe Kreider. That's second. Here's the 0-2. That's up high. 1-2 now. Lauren Hill on deck. Had the first hit of the game with a rope single to left. One and two now. Playing there toward left. 1-2 pitch. Little chopper just fouled. 1-2 the count. One and two the count. 1-2 now on. 1-2 on Casey on Madison Roberts. Looping liner in the center field. Center fielder makes the catch. She should. I thought maybe she's going to third, but she forgot to tag up and then head to third right away. So 1 out now. Here's Lauren Hill, singled her first time up. Now a little conference action there while Pat Reardon talks it over with Lauren Hill there. Of course, 6 p.m. tonight, game number 2 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs Eastern Conference first round action. The Washington Capitals takes on the President's Trophy champion New York Rangers. Rangers lead that series 1-0, coming off a big 4-1 victory over the Capitals on Sunday, scoring 3 goals in that second period. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. Of course, 6:30 p.m. that evening. Of course, Tampa Bay and Florida. Florida leads that series 1-0 on ESPN2. I think Bob Wischusen has the call of that one there. 0-1 the count. Sheffield's at second. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. They throw over to third. They got her. So 6-5 on the force out. So 2 outs. And here's Carly Robbins. She popped out the first base her first time up. It looked like a little contact play they had in play. So now Robbins popped the first. So 2 outs. Hills at first on the fielder's choice. Daly Garland on deck. 1-0 lead for Central Methodist. Here's the pitch to her. That's a high 1-0 now. No wins. 1-0 lead for Central Methodist on the RBI single by Casey Jolly. Giving her 35 on the year. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Little chopper to the shortstop. She'll step on second for the third out. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It's Central Methodist leading at 1-0.
Bales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net! Yeah!
Well, that's close enough. Yeah, I was thinking that. I know, because I think volleyball is hosting a tournament, I think. Yeah, I kind of knew that from Coleman. Told me that, I think, at the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And I think it's I want to say it's like, is it that Friday, Saturday after Labor Day, I'm thinking? Yep. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, no runs. 1 hit, no errors for Missouri Valley. Quinlan Keller up there, rounded out to Madison Roberts. That's a ball there. On deck is Michaela Kessens. The 1-0. 2-0 the count. Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. Misses that one. 3-0 now. 3 balls and no strike on Quinlan Keller. Jordan Ball needs to settle down. Talk to the softball. There's a strike there. 3-1 now, top of the 5th inning. Three and 1 now. Fouls it off into the on-deck circle. 3-2 now. 3-2. 3-2 now. 3-2. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's out number 1. And here is Michaela Cassins, who struck out her first time up. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 now. 0-1 the count. It's a fly ball. Jolly makes the catch. All righty then. Hit that on the button there, and there's 2 quick outs there. Anaya Castorita grounded out to Madison White. First pitch. Oh, that's a foul ball. Strike 1 there. I thought maybe he was going to hit the umpire again. On 1 the count. A swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Anaya Castorita. 0-2. A swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 lead for Central Methodist. One run, 3 hits, no errors for Central Methodist, no runs, a hit, and no errors for Missouri Valley. As Daly Garland up there drew a walk and scored the first run on the RBI single by Casey Jolly, who went to second on the throw home. First pitch. Ball 1, 1-0 count on Daly Garland. One 0 pitch. 2-0. Pitch. 2-1 now. Two and 1 now on Daly Garland. 2-1 pitch. Oh, foul ball. 2-2. 2-2 now on Daly Garland. Right-hand hitter from Woodridge, Illinois. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. It's a little chopper to the second baseman, throws over the first, and there's out number 1. 1 out now for Kalina Oots, 0 for 0. Hit by a pitch in the first, sack bunt in the third. 1-0 the count.
Okay, good deal. All right, thanks, Adrian. See you later.
1-0 the count on Kalina Oots. Been on base twice. Actually, been on base one time. There's a grounder to second. 2 quick outs now. And here is Casey Jolly. 1 for 2 with a single. Had the RBI single in the third inning that scored Daly Garland. Three hits already. Well, Jordan Ball has really kept them in check. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. On Casey Jolly. Oh, 1 the count. The 0-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. 0-2 the count. 0-2. Little looper. Shortstop traps it. That's a base hit all the way. No question about it. So second hit of the game for Casey Jolly. 4 hits already for Central Methodist. And now here's Elizabeth Palumbo. 0 for 2. Popped the short in the first. Line flew out the left in the third. Four hits already for Central Methodist. Oh, Jolly's at first. You know, if a ball hits into the gap there, there's a strike, especially between center and right, and maybe between left and center. Especially with 2 outs, Jolly could score from first on the double. 0-1 to count. The 0-1. Ball 1, 1-1 now. On Elizabeth Palumbo. One and 1 to count. Just right, a little before 4:01 p.m. and strike 2, 1-2 now. Game started at 2:54. Well, we're moving along fast, and maybe we could start the second game. I'm going to have a feeling it could be around 4:50. But sometimes my prediction is not always correct. And 1-2 the count on Elizabeth Palumbo. Madison White's on deck. 1-2 pitch. Chopper fouled. White's on deck. Jolly's at first on the infield single to short. 4 hits already for Central Methodist. 4 consecutive innings, they have at least a hit. 1-2. Nice stop there. Jolly takes off for second. So it's 2-2 the count. A base hit could score Casey Jolly, and that would be a huge run there because they want some insurance runs. 2-2. 2-2 the count. 2-2. Hits a high fly ball in the left field. There's a base hit. Here comes Jolly. Here's a throw. Not in time. And it's 2-0 lead for Central Methodist on a single by Palumbo. Takes second on the throw. And Palumbo has 38 RBIs and a 2-0 lead there. So it's a single. Takes second on the throw. 2-0 lead for Central Methodist. Here's Madison White, 0 for 2, flew to center field, light out the center in the first, line the third in the third inning. A base hit could score Palumbo. Now I'm sure the dog is in the dugout watching it, or even that's a A swing and a miss, and there's Palumbo taking third. That'll be a pass ball there. Or either that, maybe the dog is chasing Charlie the robot. Or either that is going to try to challenge the ghost clown. There's a base hit up the middle. Palumbo will score, and it's 3-0 Central Methodist. For Madison White, that is number 23 on the year. So now that's a big one there. That'll give more runs for Jordan Ball to work with. Joe Kreider, 1 for 2 there. Struck out in the second. Lined a single in the fourth. White's at first. 2 big runs already this inning. First pitch. That's a bit high. 1-0 the count. One and 0 to count. The 1-0. Hits the grounder, foul. There's a nice stop by Addison Reardon. Makes the play there. 1-1 to count. One and one to count. White's at first, but the RBI single that brought home Palumbo. 1-1 pitch. That's inside. 1-2. 1-2 the count on Joe Kreider. Madison Roberts on deck. Trying to keep that line moving. 2-2. 2-2 the count. Two pitch. Little cue shot to the third. Shortstop has it. Throw the first. Not in time. And White heads for third. Good hustle there by Madison White. Saw the low throw. Let's see how they're going to score it there. I think that's a base hit. Okay. So now 7 hits already. And now runners are at the corners there. Now time is called for. 4 hits already this inning. 2 big runs there. And a great hustle by Madison White on that throw there. On that throw, the first went to third. So that will make things easier. As Madison Roberts up the bat. Lauren Hill's on deck after the conference action. So now you wonder if they may put the old double steal trick there. The last player ever stole home in a World Series, Tim McCarver did in Game 7 of the 1964 World Series against the Yankees. And I believe the starting pitcher was Whitey Ford. First pitch, fouls it off, strike 1. Lauren Hill on deck. 0-1 now on Madison Roberts. On 1 to count. 0-1. That's outside. 0-2. 0-2 now on Roberts. Lauren Hill on deck. The 0-2. Up a little bit high. 1-2. 4 hits already for Central Methodist this inning, 7 altogether. One and two the count. 1-2. 2-2 now. 2-2 now on Madison Roberts. Two and two the count on Madison Roberts. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. So 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and they lead 2. We head to the 6th inning. Central Methodist 3 and Missouri Valley nothing on the Hart Conference Network.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch.
Stella Cashin up there. She grounded out to Madison White her first time up. Nothing lead. Oh, way outside. She tried the corner and missed. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Missouri Valley. Central Methodist got 1 in the 3rd and then 2 big runs in the 5th for a 3-0 lead. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. There's a strike. 2-1 now. Two and one to count. 2-1 pitch. Pop-up, foul. 2-2. 2-2 to count. Two-two pitch. 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So far, look at what Jordan Ball's done. Done a great job. He's got the first 9 outs recorded. The only hit was a Sophie Dio-Wren single in the 4th. Ground ball to Garland to Palumbo, and there's 1 out. And now here is Haley Simons. She struck out her first time up. First pitch. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Oh, there's a strike call. 1-1 now. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. One and two the count. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Lauren Hill has to throw over to Palumbo to complete the out. So 2 quick outs now. Here's Sophie Dio-Wren. She's 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. That's the only hit so far. First pitch. That's a ball inside. And, of course, we'll probably have maybe about a 30-minute break in between games of our doubleheader. Second game scheduled for 5. But the way things are going, we could be starting well early. 2-0 the count. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to wide. Nice backhand stuff to Palumbo. Got her. Bang, bang play. What a play by White. Taking a base hit away there. Just like Joe Morgan used to do that a lot for the Cincinnati Reds. Another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Central Methodist leads it 3-0. Yeah. Little backhanded play. That's it. Three runs, 7 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Missouri Valley. As Lauren Hill at there, 1 for 2 with a single, and also reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Looks like Raylene Tanner is the batter on deck. And I believe she's going to hit for Carly Robbins. Trying to spark some offense there. Why not? Left-hander still on the mound. That's Kim Horston. First pitch. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch. Hits a high fly ball to left field. That's going back. Back, and right in front of right at the warning track is the left fielder making the catch. Boy, hit down the button there. But there is one out for, that's Raylan Talloner. Is now the hitter, 300 hitter, no homers, 6 RBIs from Smithville, Missouri. Same area where Haley Cotter. I remember the first time I met her just about a year ago at a Central Methodist softball game playing Grandview. Boy, she has really come on strong. She's really made some improvements there really throughout the season. 0-1 now on Raylan Tanner. Daly Garland on deck. Time call for him. Maybe they had a little miscommunication there. Oh, 0-1 pitch is a foul ball. 0-2. Oh and 2 now. Oh and 2 to count. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. That's hit bet high. 2-2. 2-2 the count on Raylan Tanner with 1 out in the 6th. 3-0 lead for Central Methodist, trying to go for win number 38. But most important, number 19-0, pretty much shared for the, have clinched at least a share for the conference regular season title. Now time called again. Central Methodist ranked number 3 in the polls. One, two. It's a little ground ball to third. Third baseman has it, and there's 2 quick outs. For Daly Garland, 0 for 1, walked in the third, scored a run, and then grounded to second in the fifth. First pitch. There's a strike. 0-1 now. 0-1 in the count. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 pitch. Oh, on the inside corner, 0-2. 0-2 the count. Oh, 2 pitch. Outside, 1-2 now. One and two now on Daly Garland. One-two pitch. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Daly Garland on deck. Kalina Oots. Garland chokes up on the bat, taking the old 2-strike approach. Strike 3 call, so no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We enter the top of the 7th inning. Central Methodist 3, Missouri Valley nothing.
Bales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net! Yeah!
Looks like a new right fielder, Michaela Albert from Tomball, Texas, is the new right fielder. Caitlin Veller, 0 for 1. Line to pop to short in the first, sack bunt in the fourth. First pitch, there's a base hit there. Second hit of the game for Missouri Valley. 3 runs. 7 hits, no errors. Now no runs, 1 hit. Now no runs, 2 hits for Missouri Valley. There's Avery. Now it looks like another hitter up there. That's Christina Gray from Monticello, California. 20. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. 269 hitters, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Vila's at first with nobody out. Strike 2 there. 0-2 now. 0-2 to count. Tuesday.
Yeah, I think they play Tuesday.
0-2. Little looper. Like I say, Albert has a chance, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So here is Brianna Villa. 0 for 2. Grounded out to Madison White in the second. Struck out in the fourth. First pitch. Round ball. Garland has it. Throws over the first, and they got her. Went with the sure out. Thought about the double play. Lost it for a second, but gets the out. That's all that matters to me. So one more out to go in front of 42,216. Millions are watching on television across the world. As Quinlan Keller up to 0 for 2. Grounded out to Roberts in the second. Struck out in the fifth. Ball one high. Cox Softball Complex shivering with its concrete foundations. 1-0 to count. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0 now on Quinlan. Two 2-0 to count. The 2-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. Good job of framing it by Lauren Hill. 2-1 to count. That is Caitlin Vilas at second. A ground ball. Nice stop by Roberts. A run will score to make it. That was a good effort there. And it's now a 3-1 ball game. For Quinlan Keller, that is her 15th RBI of the year. That was a good effort there. Just couldn't get it out of the glove. And a good hustle there by Caitlin Villa to score the run. And now a courtesy run. That's Jenna Emerson from Live Oak, California. So now here is Michaela Cassins, 0 for 2. Struck out in the second. Flew out to Casey Jolly in the fifth inning. Just needs one more out to go. Jordan Ball needs to talk to the softball. Point to Lauren Hill. Or maybe take the softball and tell Lauren Hill, this is where I'm going to throw the ball. Like Mark the Bird Fidgers used to do that a lot for the Detroit Tigers. So now, just one more out to go. Usually that final out is very difficult. Ground ball. Throw the second. Now they got her off third. They got her at third. So that's the ball game. So fielder's choice there. So one run on 2 hits. No errors. One left. And that's the ball game. The final score is Central Methodist 3, Missouri Valley 1. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors from Central Methodist. Missouri Valley, 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. Central Methodist, they're 19-0 in the conference, 38-3. Missouri Valley, 17-22, and 11-8 in the conference. We'll have game number 2 for you in about maybe 30 minutes or so. This is Quentin Norton saying so long. That's 7,428. Hey, let's go to our studios. And here is